Let's address a couple of the many imperfections on this EK. Alright, so it's no mystery that this is going to be a long road ahead of us to get this car where I would ultimately like it, and that's okay. As I mentioned in my last video, I want to savor this journey. So having said that, some of the things I was going to wait to upgrade, I kind of couldn't wait to upgrade because if you'll notice, the fiberglass wing that was on the car when I bought it is no longer on the car because it came halfway off the other day and tried to kill someone on the freeway. So there it is now, ready for the trash. One of the brackets broke loose and the wing was hanging on by, a couple threads on one of the bolts on the other side. Long story short, it was just a bad situation. Luckily, I got home without the thing completely coming off and, going through somebody's windshield on the freeway, because that would not have been good. So first, we're going to replace the rear wing with a spoon carbon fiber rear wing that I found on Facebook Marketplace. One of the great things about this platform and any older Honda that you might be working on as your own project car, they're so old at this point that people have parts all over the place, and if you look around enough, you can find a pretty good deal. So I managed to snag a rear carbon fiber wing and a carbon fiber hood for like a song and a dance. It was such a great deal. So I'm not going to put the hood on because it's a little cumbersome doing it for one person. I'm going to have Dr. Drew do that for me. But I'm going to put the wing on now so my car looks a little less ridiculous when I'm driving it. So there's the carbon fiber wing. Beautiful. Hopefully I got the right size bolts. All right, wing is on and it looks pretty good. And you know what? That is one less piece that needs to be painted on the car, which is a good thing. So looks good. Get a longer look at the profile there. I like it. Not too crazy. Looks pretty good. All right, so we're gonna load up the hood and we're gonna take it to Dr. Drew, and he's gonna be the one to put that on for me because I don't want to deal with it. And Dr. Drew is a guy that does all the work on my FK8 Civic Type R. If you guys are new to the channel and you're just now joining us and this is your first experience of my YouTube channel, thank you for joining me, but there is so much stuff that you have missed out on my other car build, which I still have, by the way, and which I'm still working on and which I'm still waiting for parts on. We've got a track day coming up for that car very, very soon. Let's get this car over to Dr. Drew with the hood and have him put it on. You know what? It's a nice enough day out today. I'm in a good mood. I think I'm going to try and switch out this hood myself. So looking at my EK, more and more I'm starting to realize more and more things that are non-functional on the vehicle. For example, on the factory hood, the windshield wiper sprayers aren't even hooked up. I don't even know if the hosing is down in here anywhere. Probably isn't. And some other things that were missing were, the battery tie down wasn't there. I had that replaced. This oil cap was like completely disintegrated. And from what I could gather, this was previously some type of audio car show vehicle because all of the panels on the inside are missing clips everywhere. Anything that had a clip or a screw, it's like the panel is in there, but just barely. And a lot of the clips are broken, so that's not going to matter too much based on where I think I'm going to be taking this build. But, you know, it just kind of is what it is. I did get a pretty good deal on the car, so I'm not complaining too much. Look at that. Random bottle caps. Looks like the previous owner was a Modelo man. At least that's what it looks like. So anyways, let's get this OEM hood unbolted and see if we can get the new one bolted up. That hood came off so easy. It's probably a combination of the fact that there's so much missing on this car anyways and it's not attached, and the fact that this is such an old car. Things were so much simpler back then. But I've never taken the hood off of any car before, and some of you guys are probably laughing at me right now, but I've never done a lot of the stuff that I plan on doing with this car on my own. So this is all kind of an experiment for me, but the hood came off way easy. Let's see if putting the new hood is going to be half as easy as this. All right, so the hood is on, and now I'm starting to see the limitations of my mechanical abilities. So I think part of the issue that I'm having here is this is for a later model front end refresh version of the EK. I believe it was 98. Correct me if I'm wrong, when they had the front end refresh on the hatchback, and I think that's what this hood is for. So if you take a look, the fitment isn't exactly that good. Big old gap. Big old gap. And I tried messing around with the latch and a couple of different settings, some of the bump stops, and it just wasn't happening. And you can kind of tell here, I mean, that's a dead giveaway that this hood doesn't really belong on this front end. So probably not going to end up keeping the hood. Probably going to put the factory hood back on. I'll probably keep this like this for now, just because at least it's got some clear coat on it. And it looks a little bit better, though marginally, than the factory hood, because the factory hood basically has no clear coat or really any paint left on it. So I'll leave it like that for now, for a couple of days, just see how I feel about it.
A few moments later.
So I couldn't stand the look of how poorly the carbon fiber hood fit on the car, so I took it off and I put the OEM one back on. So that is a fail. So we're gonna have to find a hood that properly fits the car, or just stick with the OEM one, and if and when I get the car repainted, it'll all look one color. So now I got a carbon hood for sale. So if y'all are looking for a carbon fiber hood, hit me up. Let's go ahead and work on a couple of other things while we're at it, shall we? I got some newer than these JDM headlights and European domestic market headlights. So JDM front, EDM back, which probably isn't a bad idea because, yeah, these are pretty weathered and micro cracks all over the place. And I don't know if you can see it in the camera here, but there was probably some aftermarket LED light action going on in here because the housing looks like it was like opened up in the corner over here. I noticed it on the other side as well. So they probably did something aftermarket with this headlight. It's pretty much not that good. So we're going to swap this out, and then we're going to do the tail lights as well. Tail lights are not in, so we're gonna have to wait for that, but might be tough to tell on the camera here, but there's some cracking, and you know, if we're gonna change out the front, we might as well do the back as well. Front for today, let's go ahead and get these unwrapped. That's the headlights there. And let's get started. All right, so one headlight is done. Let's take a look. Dramatic difference. There's the new JDM headlight, and that's what the old one looks like. Actually, let's put the actual old one. I mean, look at the clarity difference. I might actually be able to see at night when I'm driving now. So much better. All right, let's get the other side done. All right, so second headlight is in. Just want to show you guys. I mean, this whole rebuilding process is going to be just a comedy because of all of this stuff, all the little things on this car that need to be fixed. But you know, that's okay. That's what we're doing this for. So check this out. Painter's tape. That's what's holding the foam insert for the crash beam. And over here is just a random zip tie, not attached to anything. Not really sure what that was used for, but that's coming out. And I'm just kind of tightening up loose bolts as I find them. But clearly this car has been worked on quite a few times before. But again, that is okay because I haven't quite 100% decided what direction I'm taking this car yet, but I'm like 99% there. So I want to hear from you guys though, and let me know what kind of build you'd like to see out of this thing. But we're chipping away at the small stuff for now, like the small cosmetic stuff, and just the things that will make it easier to drive on a daily basis. So let's put everything back on and clean a couple of things up, and we'll have our closing. All right, bumper is back on. Cleanup is mostly done. The headlights look so much better. Check it out. There are the old ones right below it. I mean, it's amazing how much cleaner the front end looks with just the headlights changed out. Looks so good. So made some progress today. This is kind of the first restoration day for the EK. Got the rear wing put in, put the hood on, took it right back off because it didn't fit right. And I want to do things right on this car, guys. You know, I may take, actually I know it's going to take quite a bit longer than my FK8 build, because with my FK8 I was starting with a brand new car. I was just choosing high quality, high performance parts and adding them onto a brand new car, which is far less complicated and far less time consuming than rebuilding a 30-year-old car that is clearly, or that has clearly seen better days. And while this car definitely doesn't have no salvage title, no accidents reported on the Carfax, which is awesome, I think the accident happened on the inside. And what I mean by that is, I think maybe an audio company, aftermarket audio company, or the person who owned it before used this car as a show car for audio equipment. And I keep saying this, and you'll see it as we progress through the build, but all the panels are missing clips and screws and everything, but the whole thing, every panel in there is loose. So I'm gonna have to figure out what I want to do with that. But that's it for today's update. Thank you for watching, guys. We'll catch you on the next one.
Okay, I've been working like 3 jobs. Probably why I never see ya. Probably why I never have time for the fake friends. I won't be ya. Oh God, I've been running now. Up early when the sun is out. Not setting out my own soul, but those real ones, they